In this video, I'm just going to tell you how to take care of your own self-interest. I just sit here dumbfounded by some of these landlords and what they're asking for and what they want and what I think they'll actually get. See this sign that says for lease? It's been up there for 2.5 years. I approached the landlord here personally and told him, hey, no brokers involved, whatever. I sent him a letter of intent. I told him exactly what I wanted to do. It's 2,800 square feet. All I needed was a 400 amp service, 2-inch water line, and the gas run to the building. That's it. I wasn't asking much. And then I just wanted 2 bathrooms cut in the back, which we had to do. And then just maybe a slop sink, whatever. Anyway, my LOI, he agreed to it verbally and was excited about doing something. And when it came down to it, I was only going to pay, not only, this going rate for this shopping center is about $9 a square foot, because if you see out there, it's New Circle Road, which is very busy. The problem is you can't see it from the curb at all. You can't see it, there's no curb appeal. You can't see anything from the curb. The only curb appeal, by the way, here are homeless people just hanging out in front of the place. And we were going to take care of that problem, which is easy because it wouldn't be a 24/7 laundromat. I said, let's roll with it. But he wanted, he redlined every one of my items, including, he said he wanted $22 a square foot. I said, that's Jeff Ruby's pricing. Are you kidding me? There's no way. There's no way. There's no appeal here other than the parking. This is a great location, don't get me wrong, an awesome location. But here we are, 2.5 years later. 2 years later, check it out. He would have absorbed all those costs that I was asking for on my letter of intent, and he would have been golden. So sometimes a great deal for us is no deal, but a great deal for him would have been us. So I can't help him. This is a win-win for us, another opportunity that we had, but we have focused ourselves on other opportunities, so I'm happy. Another location I'm dealing with right now, well, actually I quit dealing with them because this has been about 1.5 years as well. I wanted to expand our Pimlico Parkway store. It's about 2,000 square feet, but I was going to be able to add on another 2,000 square feet to 2,500 square feet right next door. I would have to tear a wall down. I would have to eliminate a bathroom, eliminate the bathroom on our side, add 2 more bathrooms, run a 2-inch water line through. I could extend the bulkheads coming throughout, or I could split it in the aisle and bring bulkheads from this end. We would still have to bring in the 2-inch water line, but I could probably bring it in from the other side. All I asked him for was, me and my wife, Kelly, she was like, well, we could do this, but it wouldn't make much sense unless he gave me some concessions. And all I asked for was about $60,000 worth of work. That's it. And that's where I stood, because I knew I was going to have to put about $60,000 to $70,000 of our own money in. And it would have been worth it, I felt, especially on his end. So guess what? His space is still for lease. This has been 1.5 years. He would have already gotten the $60,000 back plus. Just keep in mind, hold strong, hold strong. There's no way that some of these landlords think they want you to spend all this upfront money, which is okay. But you see, the difference is we have a proven track record of this particular shopping center, a proven track record. We've been in there over 12 years. I was willing to re-sign the lease at another 10 and 2/5. Invest in us, and then we will invest back with you. That's all I'm asking. If he does lease this space, he's going to have a lot of problems. You know what his problems are going to be? It's called parking for his new tenant, because our parking is just taking up the entire space all around the corner. There's no designated parking. Honestly, to our benefit, I made sure in our lease that they couldn't tell us how many spaces we were allowed to have. Watch your lease, read your lease, know your lease. Here's this Pimlico location. We had discussed with the landlord about expanding this particular location. It didn't happen. And I'll tell you why. Because the concessions we asked for wasn't so much. We needed the electric service over there. We needed the bathrooms over there. All we were going to do was expand the bulkheads on over to this side, it would have been a win-win for us. I would think with the offset of his carrying costs, which has been about a year and a half, would have also offset anything that we have asked for concession-wise. It was a win-win for the landlord and a win-win for us. But now, in my personal opinion, at this point, it would be a lose-lose for us, especially because we're off to other opportunities, and we've allowed this one to pass us by, and we're doing other things now. But if you take a look at the parking lot, we win on the parking lot, but anybody who rents here will lose on the parking lot because our laundry customers just take up the whole parking lot. And you're going around this corner. This is a very difficult spot to rent because it's on the back side of the shopping center. But everybody knows where the laundromat is, which is ours, but no one will know where this is. And I believe that's why they lost the tenant here, because it was difficult to find. But it's very easy for us. Their loss is our gain. Here's one more issue that I have that is very concerning. When we signed a lease at the New Circle Road location, there was a big sign out front that we wanted to put our logos and an arrow to point toward our laundromat. And this was in 2014. Fast forward to 2024, we still didn't get that sign. This is how long it's been since we signed the lease in 2014. I won the Speed Queen essay contest and got $100,000. And they sent me this big check about this is all I got from that. So there you have it. That's 2014. That's 10 years later. Where are we today? Just now getting the store complete. Finally getting it complete. I say it's been complete because we have the sign. But what's funny is we've already done a retool in there. and so we did a retool. And then we got our sign. Isn't that funny?
Here we are at our New Circle Road location. We have been at this location since 2014. Since the inception of our location here, we've been trying to get our sign up here that was verbally promised to us by the landlord, which you should never accept anything that's verbally promised. You should always get it in writing. A couple of weeks ago, upon checking on our store, I noticed that the Western Boutique had put one side of the sign up. And unbeknownst to us, they had started putting the other side up, where you'll see our red arrow. They had the already up, and they were waiting for the other side to be completed. At that point, I did contact our landlord, and he said, oh, yeah, you're going to get the other side. We're going to do a coin toss. And I said, are you aware that on the other side, the Western Boutique has already put it up? And he said, well, let me check it out, and I'll get back with you. A couple days later, he did so, and I have it in an email and a text message. He said, go ahead and take this side of the sign. So we do that. There's our beautiful sign with the big red arrow saying, hey, laundromat here, splash them out. After we got this sign hung the next day, I received a text from our landlord stating that the gentleman that has the other side was upset because we now have this side, and that I need to get with him and come to some type of agreement. The agreement was already set by him. We have this side, he has the other. He's the landlord, he's the property owner, so he needs to get with him as far as I'm concerned. We were promised this side back in 2014, and again, just a couple of weeks ago, I do have it in writing, both email and text. Originally, we were supposed to get both sides, so trying to be the nice neighbor to the fellow business owner next to us, we did agree to take one side. But the moral of the story is, don't accept anything verbally. Always get it in writing. It doesn't matter how big or small the issue is, you always have to get it in writing, or things won't come out more than likely as you expect. As you can see here, now we've got drama going between us and a neighbor, and we only have one side and not both sides of the sign.
In conclusion, I hope that you learned something by watching this video, that sometimes you really need to read your lease and or make sure what's in your lease is beneficial to you. And make sure on your LOI that you have everything that you really want. Sure, they're going to red mark some items, but do not sacrifice for something that's going to cost you a fortune in the near future. Now, hit like and subscribe and give me some comments down below. Let me know if anything like this has happened to you guys.